Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Rodeo Time, the podcast. Rodeo Time is, I don't know, it's all the time, and it's happening right now also. It's our apparel brand, it's our podcast, it's our vlog, it's our lifestyle. Rodeo Time is a lifestyle, that's what it is. Rodeo's finest and guest. But today there's no guest. Well, technically you're the guest. I'm still Rodeo's finest, but you guys, the audience, is the guest because this is a therapy session for you, not me. I don't need therapy. What would Jesus do? But right behind that, what would Dale Brisby do? And this is your opportunity to know exactly what I would do. And so you're asking me all these questions, and I'm answering. We've got some video questions. We've got some typed up questions sent in via Instagram. And then we're going to have some live audience questions coming from the interns. Because, you know, I'm not going to say their opinion matters more than yours, but it does a little. I mean, they're here, and they get to see Dale Brisby every day, and they're the biggest fans of mine. So they know me the best, and they're my biggest fans. Is that a coincidence? No, it's not. I don't pay them to say that either. I guess I technically do. Ty, why don't we start with you? Get in the hot seat. We've got a hot seat here, and we're going to bring you these guys, and we're going to bring these questions to Dale Brisby, and Dale Brisby is going to now answer them. He's in the hot seat. Ty, what do you have for us? What do you have for Dale Brisby? Just pretend like the cameras aren't there. Pretend like nobody's listening.
It's just me and you, huh?
It's just me and you.
It's me and you.
Hold on, Ty. Delicious agave lime, ranch fuel. Use code Dale for 15% off on ranchfuel.com. All right, Ty, shoot me with your question.
My question is, there's 1,000 grapes, right?
All right.
Each grape you eat, you get $50,000.
Okay.
But one grape kills you. How many grapes are you eating?
Whoa. Man, I don't know if I eat any grapes.
You don't eat one?
One grape kills you?
Not a single one? No, I mean one random one.
I don't.
But there's 1,000 of them laid out.
I mean, it could be the first one.
Could be the last one. You can get a whole lot of money. I can't do that math, but you can get a lot of money.
Yeah.
I think I'm eating 50.
Wouldn't that be 50 million if you ate every one of them?
It's a big number.
Would you say it's 50,000?
50,000 a grape.
50,000 grapes.
1,000 grapes.
What's 50,000 times 1,000? I think that's 50 million. Yeah. So
You ain't taking a stab at one grape?
I don't know, man. I don't think so. I mean,
I think I'm eating 50 before I even think about it.
50 grapes before you
50.
even think about it.
Yeah, out of that 1,000.
Dude.
And then I'll start like really thinking about my next grape.
50 grapes, that'd be 5%.
I like those odds pretty well, I think. I'm not even a betting man, but
I'm out, bro. That's a dangerous game.
what about like young Dale Brisby, like day working Dale Brisby? Is he eating any grapes? Before you won all the rodeo money, young Dale Brisby.
I don't know, looking back, how poor we were. I felt like we were poor. So,
Couple grapes.
like watching my parents argue about money and, you know, like all the little things. Oh, yeah. I used to worry about money. I worried about money a lot as a kid.
So is that like
I'm going to eat me 30, 40 grapes
30, 40
as a
grapes?
kid.
All right. That's a good answer.
There's only
That's
1,000.
safe.
There's only 1,000. Right. But I think I might put away 20 and call it good as a kid.
How many grapes you eating, Donnie?
What about you, Donnie?
I'm eating some grapes.
What's your number though? You gotta have a number.
Probably around
50?
5%. I feel like it
I
could
feel
be
like-
in there, but
I feel like 50 is like is solid. Like it's a good pile of money, but like you're also like once you get in the 10% range, you know, like if you're eating 100 of them, you're playing a dangerous game. Anything over like 50, you're probably good.
Yeah, because that's 10%. I don't know. 5%'s a lot too.
It's a lot of money.
if you eat 500 of them, it's a 50-50 chance.
Also, that's a lot of grapes to eat at one time.
Yeah, you got to think about
grapes.
that too. I might not be able to eat 30 grapes in general.
What if you make them into wine? Does the grape still kill you? Do you still get the money?
What if you just lick them?
Can you tell by licking it?
Yeah,
I
Is
saw
it
like,
cyanide.
Does it taste like money?
I have seen this question asked somewhere, and like some guy was like, "Easy, I would eat 999. I just wouldn't eat the poison one." And I was like, "That's like,
Grape
Yeah,
has a skull on it.
what
What's your real question? That's your fun question.
Oh, dude, that's the only one I
No, it's
chambered up
not.
for this podcast.
Dude, you got some life questions about you. Let's hear it.
Oh, dang. Can we circle back since I was starting out?
What do you
If we
got,
Circle
Cole?
back, I can come up with a life one.
Every time Dale Brisby and I are in the car together, you change the radio, and I can't tell if it's because you're busy on your phone or if you just don't like the music I'm playing.
The second one.
All right.
Sometimes I feel like you hate anything that everyone else likes just because everyone else likes it.
Trouble by Cat Stevens is a good song.
Are you saying Cole does that?
Correct. I think that Cole, if Cole liked a song and then he found out everyone else liked it, he would take it off his playlist immediately. That's what I think about Cole's music taste.
Just because I've done that, I want to. It could just be a coincidence. All right.
No, I think you don't like being lumped in with everyone else. I don't know if it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
I could see that. Yeah, for a long time. You're right. I didn't like The Office. Hadn't really watched it, but it seemed like everybody liked The Office. So I thought
let's throw in another thing you don't really like: Dale Brisby videos.
that's not true at all. What are you talking about?
How many episodes of the Netflix show have you watched?
Well, those aren't the Dale Brisby videos, are they?
It's the ultimate Dale Brisby video.
Well, I think once the creative control kind of shifted towards Cole territory, yeah,
I think
I'd
we're
like the
ready
Rodeo
for
Time
the
video.
next question asker. Donnie, what question do you have?
I'm just a mediator.
Okay. All right. Will you go get Addie? We're going to go to the Instagram questions that were asked. Rumor has it that you were going to challenge Dana White's Twisted Steel, and he faked his death. So there was a brief moment in there where Cowboy got hurt, and I was like, hey, I might have to do this. I may have to jump on this bull for Cowboy. And poor bull just bit the dust. You hate to see it, especially on a bull that Dale Brisby was about to ride. So I had started getting stretched, got my bull rope out, and I was ready to go. Will you ever train legs? Caitlin Coward. She's really mad at how little I train legs, but I'm still stronger than she is. We've got in the house Miss Addie Kimberling, and she is new to the Dale Ware house. Come right over here to this chair with the mic in front of it. She's got a question for Dale Brisby for the therapy session. Bring it on. Just act like the cameras aren't even there.
Don't move the chair, please. Don't move the chair, please. Don't move it anymore.
Don't move it any more than you have to. She's got long legs.
Okay.
For those
should
of
I
you
come back
listening,
in?
Addie is, how old are you, Addie?
21.
She's 21.
Single.
Beautiful young lady, single. What's your question, Addie? Okay.
I already forgot. I wrote it down. Okay. If you had a daughter who was 21 and you could give her any advice, what would it be?
Dang. Probably continue working for Dale Brisby, living in Winnebago for the next 5 years. Don't worry about dating or leaving, and just, keep your head down, work hard. Yeah. This is the absolute best it will ever be. Don't try to go find something better than this. That's what I would say.
Wow.
Yeah. I would say find you a man that you feel you don't compete with. There you go.
Oh,
That's all I got.
that's all I needed.
Yep. Just find somebody you don't feel like you're in a competition with. That's my relationship advice.
That's great. Okay.
Yeah. What were you expecting? I mean, you just you got to compete with enough people in the world, and might as well not be the one that you are dating. Yeah, that sucks when you compete. Constant competition. That sucks. For me, it's fine because I win everything, so I don't really mind. It doesn't bother me, but it does make the lady friend, that I may or may not have, very resentful towards me because I'm just constantly winning. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. That's your only question, Addie? Okay.
I have one more.
All right, she has one more.
In like 5 steps, how do I change a tire?
5 steps.
Or 7?
Step 1, pull over.
Okay.
Yep. Turn your flashers on. We can lump those into the same step. You're going to want to loosen the lugs first. Find your wrench and get your 4-way. Loosen all your lugs first.
Okay. You lost me at lugs.
The bolts that hold the tire on. Usually there's 8 on the truck that I have. Maybe 5 if you got a tiny car, or 6. Regardless, loosen those first. Then jack your car up. Then take the tire off, put the new one on. Tighten them up a little bit. Let your jack down. Tighten them up all the way. You're good to go.
You're going to want to take the whole wheel off, not just the tire.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, tire and wheel need to come off of there. Yeah, sorry. Thanks, Donnie. I'm glad we got him on here. Is that good?
Yeah. Now
You
I
got
know.
it? I'll send you a YouTube link later. Yeah.
That's all I had. Thank you.
All right. If you could send Kevin in. How do I get the ladies like you, Mr. Dale? Man, you got to make them laugh. How you raise yearlings. So yearlings, that'll be the middle. That's the middle part, and that is the least commitment. That's kind of like when you're going to the bar in college.
What do you call that phase?
The yearling, the stalker phase.
The stalker phase.
There you go. The yearling phase. The stalker phase. Yeah, so they go from cow-calf to stalkers to feedlot to burger. That's how that goes. Kevin Wayne, have a sit. Kevin Wayne recently broke his hand.
What's up, guys? I got Dale Brisby on the Kevin Wayne podcast today.
Oh, he
Into
is
the microphone, please.
Swapping this up. Oh,
Be sure to use my man code Dale at ranchfuel.com.
he took my ranch fuel.
What do they get, Dale?
They get 15% off.
15% off. Use code Kevin at rodeotime.com for
We've been hijacked.
free shipping.
Free shipping.
Love you guys.
He had to make him.
I'll get it on the next one.
Kevin recently broke his hand
Yes.
at JB's. How did that feel?
Dumb, I guess.
Dumb.
Yeah.
Why did it feel dumb? What'd you punch the? How'd you
No.
break it?
Looking back on the video, it looked like my usual problem of slapping a bull. My hand was in between my head and his head,
Oh,
and that's what broke my hand.
does it feel broke?
Yeah,
It looks broke.
it feels broke.
2 bones in there.
Yeah.
We need to get a visual on
This
this.
one. This one.
It looks like it's either broken or you got stung by a bunch of bees.
Yeah.
Donnie would make a great doctor. So, sir, it's one of 2 things. You've either broken your hand or you've been stung by about 7 bees. Hey, old son, if you're not feeding every morning with a Can-Am side-by-side, then you ain't no cowboy. I got a Can-Am because I needed a reliable ranch rig that I could use every day because I don't know how to work on stuff like that. So I want something that's not going to break down ever. Get yourself a Can-Am, old son. Rock and roll denim is what Dale Brisby uses to spur his bucking bulls. I get the Reflex. Gives me the mobility I need to be the cowboy I am. So go to rockandrolldenim.com, old son.
That's about as much help as I got up there at the hospital about it.
Yeah.
Did you go to Grant? Or sorry,
Graham. No, we can say Graham.
Oh, yeah. I went to Graham, Texas, and it was not fun. A lot of waiting. I don't like those guys.
Olney's a pretty good one. I like Olney.
Superior.
Gonna be going there from now on.
Your hand looks like it's in pain, though. Is it in pain right now?
Yes.
Have you been icing it?
At night. I've been doing it at night.
Yeah, but what about icing it?
Yeah, I've been icing it at night.
Okay. So what's your question, sir?
I pulled a bunch from the internet. I did my own.
You pulled a bunch from the internet, or you did your own?
I did my own. I did my own poll where I got people to send me questions off the internet. I did my own poll.
From where?
You did your own poll. Okay.
Yeah, from Instagram. So these have nothing to do with me.
Gonna need you to read them.
Oh, you've got a list. Why don't you read them? You got a microphone and a camera.
It's not how I wanted to do this, but I guess that's how we'll do it. How do I get Carson to stop touching me?
I thought y'all didn't live together anymore. How is he getting his hands on you so easily?
He keeps finding a way in.
Is it at work? If
And
it's
at
at work, I can do something about it.
Work and home.
If it's at home, that's your problem, Haas.
You're gonna need to contact your landlord or something.
Dang, I'm also your landlord. All right, maybe we can do something about some locks.
He'll even change. No, he'll change the locks, and then he has the keys.
So
He has the keys to the yard.
He has
since
the keys
this
to the
is
yard.
mainly audio, point to where he's touching you. No.
That's not that bad.
No. Surely not.
He tries. He tries.
All right. What's your next question?
How do I keep my girl from leaving me now that Clay has his sexy motorcycle?
Yeah, Andy's the strongest
And he's the strongest.
intern in the warehouse,
Yeah.
turns out, by a lot. We thought it was Jackson, the bodybuilder.
Not Jackson.
It's not Jackson. It's the tiniest
Jackson.
guy. Literally, he might weigh the least.
It's literally Pipsqueak.
Clay Lighty.
He's so strong. His motorcycle's so cool.
It's a Sportster. I love it.
Yeah.
The handlebars are raised just enough to where you look really cool, but it's not going to make your shoulders too tired.
Do you like egg bangers?
Man, if you can, yeah, I don't know.
This
They're
is
pretty.
not helping my
They're
situation.
pretty cool.
I think they're cool too.
Yeah. I saw his motorcycle out there. I was like, dang, I want to drive that.
What was your
Who
question?
wouldn't want to be
Yeah,
on the
what's your
back of it?
question? Clay's
How do you keep your girl from leaving you for that?
bro. Go ahead and start finding you a new one. She gone, bro. Clay got her. If he wants her, he got her.
It's not what I was looking for.
He took Ty's girl. Like he's about to take your girl.
He's on a tear.
He's going. He's going down the list.
Can we get rid
Cole,
of?
I don't know why you're laughing. You got a girl that's about to leave.
Yeah,
too.
your bike don't run, buddy.
You got a motorcycle that is in the shop. Next question. We can't help you there. Here. All right. When your girl leaves, just let Carson move in. That's the answer to both those questions.
Okay, yeah. It's not the best life, but I guess,
It's a life.
yeah, it's a life. Not related to me. Stole too much money from the company. Feel kind of bad. How do I put some back without anybody noticing? This isn't me.
Not you.
This is what I pulled.
Okay. Stole too much money from the company. I wonder where. Not at booths. Was it just right out of the register? Should
This
I start
wasn't-
counting?
I don't know how they did it. That's all the information I've got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you need to turn yourself in,
Do you think
like immediately.
hypothetically this person would keep their job
I think you
if they gave it back?
gamble that.
I'll let them know. This one says
maybe try different sunglasses. Something's off.
Okay. Again, not from you.
Yeah, no, not from me.
Okay.
It's not really a question.
Yeah.
It's more of a statement.
That's what I thought too. It was kind of odd, but we'll move on to the next
Maybe
one.
try different sunglasses. Something's off.
Yeah. Seems.
Can you even phrase it like a question? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It threw me off. That wig smells like a dumpster skunk. Wash it.
Another statement.
Yeah, I don't get where these are coming from.
Also, I feel like it smells really good. Cole, sniff it. The hair, I mean, on my head. Give me a sniff. Now look into the camera.
Is that tea tree oil?
He nailed it. Nailed it, baby.
Moroccan.
Moroccan tea tree oil, I'll have you know. What else you got?
Use code Kevin at rodeotime.com for free shipping.
That's good.
At Rodeo Time?
Why don't you send in Jackson? We'll see if he's locked in. In the meantime,
All right, I came up with a question.
all right, let's hear it, Big Don.
Okay. When was the first time you told someone that you loved them that wasn't a family member?
Whoa. Whoa. Donnie. Whoa. Jeez. So, unbeknownst to me, I said it after a long night's drive home from Pendleton, Texas. Pendleton. What state is Pendleton
Oregon.
in? Oregon. I drove through the night, and apparently in my sleep, I said it to a girl.
Oh, yeah, it's probably a dude.
Yeah.
So just one person?
No, there's been a couple. I also said it at a bull riding once on Valentine's Day. That one was to a dude. No, that was a girl. Both girls.
Nice.
Different
Area codes?
different seasons.
Gotcha.
Yeah, not the same year of rodeo. Yeah. When was your first time?
I mean, I probably said it when I was was too young to be singing it, and
Oh, really?
yeah, for sure. But like everybody did that, and like
That was just the thing.
it wasn't like I felt like peer pressured to do it. I just more or less said it to keep the peace, kind of thing.
But you knew that.
For sure.
So when was the first time you said it where you knew you weren't keeping the peace and yet you meant it? Because I don't feel like that counts.
I'll let you know.
You'll let me know. 28-year-old Donnie holding strong. He's just
I'm about to be 28.
he's caged. He's a caged animal with
I'm just kidding. No,
pent up amounts of love, just ready to be.
I've said it. I've said it. I can't remember the exact date, but
He didn't like this question being turned around back on him. I didn't expect that.
within the past couple of years, yeah.
Okay, soon, recent. Did
Yeah,
you?
that
meet-
was the question.
Oh, we've got Jackson. Jackson, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
What else are you?
Locked in.
Yeah,
There you go.
I'm locked in.
You don't look locked in.
Why not?
Where's your sunnies?
I don't need them.
You got your chain outside your
Yep,
hoodie though,
because
That-
I'm locked in.
because he's locked in.
He's only got one of them outside of his hoodie. The other one's tucked
Yeah,
in.
the
He's
other
got more
one's
than one
secret.
chain.
Other one's
Is that strategic?
yeah.
This is my chain I wear outside my hoodie. This is my chain I don't want nobody to see.
yeah. Only when I'm wearing a t-shirt.
What does it mean when both chains are out?
Means that I'm just ready to go.
You're
Right now, I'm
you're
just
balling.
cool, calm, collected. One chain out. But when I got two chains out, that's all.
Look out. If you got two chains out, look out.
That's right.
Dang. Jackson is, tell the people how old you are.
18.
Woo! Woo!
He said yesterday, he's like, we were talking about, he graduated probably last May, and he's like, yeah, at one point I tried that college thing, but it wasn't for me. Kevin was like, when? Yesterday? What do you mean at one point?
It was a hard day.
It was Jackson snuck in to the program. Sneaky. His dad. What was that event your dad hired me to go to?
Some concert.
Yeah, but like, why did y'all have it? Was it your birthday? Y'all
Just felt like going to a concert. You know how it is.
went to a Kojo deal. You know how it is when you're locked in.
You know how it be, man. Sometimes you just gotta go get your groove on
At a
at a
concert.
Kojo concert.
At a Kojo.
Sometimes you just feel like going to go do something, you know.
Yep. And so I met you there. And then, yeah, you kind of snuck into the program.
Yeah, I still wonder how I got here every day. You know?
Yeah. You wonder how you got, why do you wonder how you got here?
I don't know. I was surprised that you gave me the opportunity to come work here.
Well, usually we go 21 and up.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel being 18 and still here?
That makes me feel like I'm definitely on the chopping block if anything goes wrong.
Okay.
It's good
Okay.
self-awareness.
That's mature outlook.
I'm
and
definitely the first one to go.
you said what?
I'm definitely the first one to go.
So what is it that you do to stay here and not get chopped on the chopping block?
I don't say too much. Give 110% of everything I do, and always make sure I get the job done efficiently and right the first time.
Mm.
And normally, you only have to tell me something once,
Normally.
unless I don't hear you the first time.
Yeah. Which, yeah. There are some exceptions. Sometimes I just do not hear you. Maybe the AC had just kicked on and there was a hum.
Yeah.
So what's your question?
My question is, it's really been weighing on me since yesterday. How do I show Clay that I'm just the superior athlete?
Yeah, so what do you weigh?
What?
How much do you weigh?
Did you not understand the
See,
question?
sorry, I didn't hear you.
There it is. How much do you weigh?
I probably weigh right now 215.
Okay. How much does Clay weigh?
148.
148. Man, he beat you on the bench press by as much difference in weight there is.
I know.
Yeah.
Bad.
He beat us all, so I'm not throwing rocks. I'm not throwing shade, but what I'm saying is you got some catching up to do. If you're going to be 65 pounds heavier than he at 67, you got to be stronger than he is.
Yeah. I wish I had not done chest the day before, but
Yeah.
I tried to get him to do a squat.
Kill to be
competition.
100%.
That was the one time, I tried to give 110% and it just wasn't working.
Yeah. Yeah, man. The thing that sucks about that is we got it on video.
I know.
So that's going to be on the internet forever.
My digital footprint is
Not locked in.
not very good.
Hey, you're 18. You got some time. You got room, baby.
Yeah, I got the age advantage on him for sure.
Age. He said age.
So we
That's
got
what I've said.
No, it doesn't matter.
So I'd say slap some wagon wheels on there and knock a few of those out. I ain't seen you in the mornings. You told me you were a morning person.
Yeah, I'm normally up making me some breakfast.
Oh, we know that's right.
Yeah. I
Okay.
normally come in the afternoon, when no one else is in there.
Okay.
I wait till everyone leaves. I'm watching through the windows, waiting for all the cars to be gone, and then I'll walk in there.
So you purposely wait till we're gone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I usually leave at like 7:20 and I'm back at 7:55.
Yeah, I'm still waiting.
Okay. You are a man of mystery, Jackson. Welcome to the team.
Thank
Glad you're here.
Thanks for having me.
Vote in the comments if we should keep him, everybody. Wait, what? Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. That's impartial. Yeah, it's really the best way to do it. That's the best way to do it.
Seems fair.
Okay. Can you send in Clay at your earliest convenience? We're going to go back to, let's go to a video question because I got some interesting ones. And so I don't know what these are. I haven't listened to them yet.
How often does Kai Hamilton come to you for advice? How are you already the world's greatest bull rider this year, and is it possible to learn this power?
You know, Kai does ask me advice every now and then, and it's really hard. Usually we got to have a translator there. You know, getting that accent is super tough. There's a lot of words.
Dale Brisby, what do I do?
What do I do? How do I ride bulls?
That wasn't mine. Wasn't very good, but you get the point.
How do I ride bulls? Let's go back.
How are you already the world's greatest bull rider this year, and is it possible to learn this power?
No, it's not possible. The buckle says it all. I'm not going to hip thrust the microphone again, Donnie. Don't worry.
What is the proper way to punch cows?
Yeah, so punching cows, baby. I'm the super puncher. That's people wonder where that comes from. Well, punching cows mean you punch them up. And Daddy's the best at it. Clay, have a sit. Johnny Kuntz.
Whoa, man. Chill.
That's his name. Kuntz.
Yeah, definitely.
Kuntz?
Yeah. Yeah.
Kuntz would be like Koo. Right? I think it's Kuntz.
I think you should stop saying that. I bet you it's Kuntz. I bet you it is too. Or how do you say your last name?
Yeah. I'm going to answer your question with a question. Is it Kuntz or Kuntz? I'm not trying to be derogatory here. You guys are trying to make me sound vulgar. Clay, what's your question?
So Jackson's out there. He keeps challenging me to all these like random like weight training contests.
Even
like,
after yesterday?
Yeah. Like
Oh.
I walked in this morning and he was squatting like 2 t-shirt boxes. And he's like, I bet you can't do this. What do I got to do to get this kid off my back?
Maybe we should throw some gis on, do a little jiu-jitsu.
I like that idea.
But I think we know who was going to win that too.
I don't know. That's a big dude.
He weighs 215. He's got that young man strength. How old are you?
22.
Yeah, you're only 4 years older than him. That's pretty close. How much do you weigh?
145.
145.
Between 145 150.
Yeah,
That'd
so
be fun. I like that idea.
we really could see if jiu-jitsu works.
You kicked my butt in jiu-jitsu yesterday.
You and Cole have this like agreement that you guys go no bones when the
No.
boss is about to
No,
get
no, no, no.
submitted. I feel them quitting, and they're trying to give me this false confidence where they maybe at the end of the year they'll like tie me up like a little pretzel.
No, I was trying to do what like Caleb was doing. I was just trying to wait it out, and then you put me in a dang triangle, and then I was like, oh, that's the end of that.
Maybe, but I don't think so.
I do have one more kind of a serious question.
Well,
As
to
a-
answer your first question, it's a jiu-jitsu match, and we're
I
going
think
to
so.
end it.
We're gonna do it.
We're going to do that at the end of this podcast.
Oh, I'm
And
in.
we'll throw the footage on the YouTube version, so you guys hang with us.
As a Christian man, what's your advice to somebody, seeking his walk with God, and what's your advice just to, continue, becoming a Christian man?
Man, so I think a lot of times the big difference in Christianity and other religions is works-based salvation. So if you look at other religions, how good can you be to make it to heaven or to make it to that religion's top heaven? Because some of them have multiple layers, whatever. Well, Christianity is, Ephesians 2:8 says, you are saved by grace through faith, not from works, so that no man can boast. So you're not working your way to heaven. It's a gift, not a wage. So you work for me, and I pay you on Fridays. And you work X amount, and I pay you X amount. That's a wage. And that's everything in life. We do that coincidentally with relationships. It's almost like where we're supposed to show unconditional love, like, for instance, a dog does. My dad explained it to me. I'm bouncing around, but I'm circling back, I promise. He said, if I put your mom and the dog in the car, in the trunk of the car, and we drive around for a few hours, which one is going to be mad when we pop the trunk? That would be your mom, because it's not unconditional love with her. But the dog will jump out and lick your face. It's unconditional love. That's like an example of like what unconditional love would be. Regardless, too many times we make things works-based. Like we got to earn salvation. Like we do your check, or you do your love from other friends and family. But Jesus doesn't work that way. So you don't have to make yourself right and then go to God. I think that's the mistake a lot of us make each day.
I agree.
We feel like we've got to work on us and then we'll be a good Christian. Where Jamin Roller is one of my good friends. He said, college, for instance, you do the work and then you get the grade for the class. You do the work and then you get the diploma. Well, being a Christian is the opposite of that. You show up for freshman orientation, they hand you your diploma, and then you go to class. Nobody can ever take your diploma away. Right. That's Christianity. It doesn't make sense to our day-to-day transactions where you walk into Subway, you pay them money, and they hand you the sandwich. You go to work, you do the work, and then you get paid. So, regardless, I think you remind yourself of that like you go to God every morning, and you don't have to make yourself right before you do that. That's what I think has been a huge problem in my life. Like, you'll never be able to earn your way to heaven anyway. But there's another extreme to that. There's some people that are like, well, I'm forgiven so I can do what I want. Well, God knows your heart, and God will know if you're abusing the system, so to speak.
Right.
So that's the other extreme. But the way you frame that question, I don't think you're in danger of that.
Right. Yep, that's all I got then. So I heard that I'm going to kick Jackson's butt here in a couple minutes.
Yep, after that.
That's it.
Yep. At the end of the podcast, be ready. Tell Jackson to get warmed up. We might have to go no gi. I guess we can hear from Cam right after we hear from Sandy. It's a video. What? She's on a couch with a cowboy hat. She's staring into the camera. I don't think she knows she started.
Hi, Dale.
Oh, okay.
My question is about horse people. Some lady was riding a horse and she was scolding him because it didn't want to go down the road because it was frightened of something.
That's good. All right. Let's when's a good time to scold a horse? That's a good question. He won't go down the road. When's the best time to scold a horse? For me, I think it's when they bite me. That's the only time. You bite me, I'm going to bite you back. Other than that, I think you're going to have to go to like resort to just like good old-fashioned training, put them to work.
And I told her that I had a 4-year-old Greenbroke Arabian gelding. And she's like, you need to get rid of that horse because it'll kill you. So how do we get rid of these beings, these horse people that tell you what to do with your very own horse after they just landed in the ditch with their horse? They're everywhere. Riddle me that. How do we get rid of horse people?
How do we get rid of quote-unquote horse people? Sandy wants to know. Sandy, it sounds like you need to go find this person and you need to have your own little jiu-jitsu session with this lady. This is a personal matter. I think you're making it about the horses, and it's not. You need to put her in a rear naked chokehold and What do you think, Donnie?
Also, talking about getting rid of a group of people, that's genocide. And it's very frowned upon. But
yeah. Yeah, well, she put in quotes, horse people.
No, I get it.
So I think what she's saying is like people that, they act like they're know-it-alls. They act like they've, been around horses when they really haven't. Maybe they wear a big buckle, but they really... Wait.
I think there's quote-unquote horse people in every walks of life,
There are.
I don't know how to deal with them personally, but, best just to ignore and...
Yeah.
Yeah, don't compete.
Don't compete with them.
I'm the
Sandy.
best at not competing.
Yeah.
I just won't do it.
And the most humble about it.
Yeah. That's you.
You know who's another humble being in our warehouse? Cameron Grigg. Famous for his dancing TikToks. We've got him here to ask some more questions. Step right up to the mic. We've got the hot seat over there. Cameron Grigg has been a great addition to the team. How long you been here, Cam? Can I call you Cam?
Yeah.
I actually don't care what you think. I'm going to call you Cam.
How long have I been here? 2 months? Think so. Right about then.
So, what's your question? You can ask me anything. Just pretend like the cameras aren't here.
My wife died, Dale Brisby. How do I deal with that?
Oh my gosh, are we still talking about this? No. Yeah. Ooh. That's a big one. That's a big one.
Would you like me to ask a different question?
Yeah. Let me think about that one and we'll circle back.
Okay.
What else you got?
This is one that I actually do wonder. I'm 24 years old and I'm here at Rodeo.
Okay.
But I'm already behind the curb because of my age.
Curve.
Or do you mean curb? Like a curb chain? Yeah, the curb's usually behind you. Like the chin. Or did you mean curve?
I think everyone knows what I meant. I'm behind because there's these guys that are 17, 18, 19 years old winning everything. I'm 24 years old going to amateur rodeos. So, like Kai Hamilton and all them, they're 23, 24 years old winning world titles. Me being so behind, how do I get there?
Man, this is a self-inflicted disease you are giving yourself of comparison. Yeah, you gotta stop doing that because you're not Kai Hamilton, you're not John Crimber, you're not Stetson Wright. Those are those guys. They got their own struggles, they got their own life, they got their own problems, and you are not them. God made Cameron Grigg. So now I imagine what's probably the toughest thing is you work for Dale Brisby. And when you compare yourself to him, it's lose. So you feel like a failure every day. So that's why you can't go down this road. But you live your life. And when you're going through rodeo, like this is your story. This is your book that you're writing. And if that means at 24, 25, let's say 26, let's just stretch it way out there. At 25, you make your circuit, your AMI finals. At 26, you make the circuit finals. At 27, you go to the NFR. At 28, you don't. And then at 29, you go back and you do really well. Let's say before the age of 30, you are able to win a world title. Would that be cool?
That would be really cool.
Well, then what's wrong with that?
Nothing.
Because that's possible.
I was thinking
What's wrong with you winning a world title at 30? And, I mean, like, that doesn't take away from Kai having won one at 24.
I don't think there is a problem. I think about that a lot.
I don't think you should. That's what I'm saying.
I think about what I have been thinking about, like, the past few days, though. It's like, how storybook awesome would that be? Like, hey, this guy didn't start till later in life. He's obviously dealt with some pretty tough stuff, but he's overcome it, and then he went and kicked the world of rodeo. How much would I be able to, how great would my testimony be to help other people? I think about that a lot.
I don't think you have to win to have a good testimony. I think your testimony is already pretty powerful right now.
How much cooler would it be if I did win? You know what I mean? Like, I think about the reason why I've been like so, like, I want to get on 10 bulls a week and all that stuff is because I have to work harder than everyone else because I feel like I'm behind the curve. But
so long as you think it would be cool because you want it for you, because if you want it so that everybody thinks your testimony is better, then I don't know that that's going to be enough incentive for you to make it through the ups and downs.
I guess I worded that wrong. I want this. But you get what I'm saying. Like, maybe you don't get what I'm saying. I'm wording it wrong. I can help people in the future by being great through, like, hey, look, I'm dealing with, 24 years old. My wife died. That sucks. Like, but look what I've overcome.
Why do you have to be great at bull riding to help somebody? Why can't you help them now? Because you got way more followers right now than Kai Hamilton does.
I guess I
Meaning,
could.
like, you've got a lot more attention on you than some people that are world champs.
I don't know. I hadn't thought about that. I want to be a world champion bull rider. That's my goal.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
But
I guess what I'm saying is you don't have to be that to help somebody. You could help somebody right now. Because you're in a very, very small group of people that is, you're a widower at 24 and you're having to deal with like some heavy, heavy life stuff. And there'll be people come along, like there's a small group of people out there that have lost a spouse, and it's not that you'll be able to say, I know how you feel, because you never know how somebody feels. Like their relationship will be different than yours is, but like just being able to relate to someone in that moment, they won't care how well you can ride a bull.
Yeah.
But if you're able to help them through what it was like for you to mourn, that'd be way more powerful than being able to spur a bull. I think that you've got way more influence than you realize. I think that you don't give yourself enough credit for the impact you have on, I don't know, those are real people. Those are real, like, yeah, there's spam accounts and views. I think as a creator, sometimes you can we're out here in the middle of nowhere, but those are real people watching and listening and commenting and hearting each thing. So I think you got to be careful because you've got a lot of power in your hands already, long before you ever nod your face on a bull.
Yeah.
But the bull riding stuff, you can't compare yourself, like, because the problem is with that, there's always going to be somebody better than you who's younger. Like there's always, look at the Wright brothers.
Yeah.
Like there's some of them Mark 90 haven't even been born yet. Like that's just how it happens in that family. And if you want to compare yourself to that, you're just going to be constantly losing.
Yeah.
So you just need to be happy for those guys. Man, that's awesome that John Crimber is doing so well at such a young age.
Oh, I wasn't hating on him.
No, I know you're not hating on him.
Like, it's badass.
I'm not saying you're hating on him. But there's a level of competition that comes with comparing. And you don't have to compete with John Crimber. You just need to ride your bulls.
Yeah.
That's what I think. You be you. God made you for a reason.
Yeah.
You're 24 and just now cracking back out. Like, all this happened. You're working for me. This is not a surprise to God.
Yeah.
What else you got?
I don't know. I liked Cole's question.
You going to get on today?
Yeah.
All right. How many are you going to get on?
I want to get on in all 5 of them.
Clayton Hover. Did I pronounce that one right?
Hoover.
Hover. What was your favorite video you ever filmed? He asks. What about you, Donnie?
The San Antonio video, the original San Antonio video was pretty sweet.
Picking up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
But also
cool.
the OG elk hunt, too. I think it's between those two. The OG elk hunt didn't get a lot of views, but I really liked making it.
Yeah, that was a good job making it. That came out very cinematic. Yeah. Dang, I can't even think. You know, looking back, the biggest video that like really popped off was 67-year-old rancher. And that one was so cool because it was filmed with an iPhone. It was spur of the moment. When we hit record, we had come up with the idea maybe 20 minutes earlier. Very spontaneous. What's your favorite video we've ever made, Cam?
That I'm in or all time?
Either one.
I like all the ones y'all do with the 6s. I think those are pretty cool. I don't know. The one where y'all battled it out over who could stay on the car the longest was pretty hilarious.
That one got a lot of views. Everybody liked that.
Yeah.
Came down to Donnie and Cole.
What did y'all shook hands over something? I don't remember.
$2,500.
One of them paid the other $2,500 to bow out.
It's a pretty good deal. Cole still drives that car.
Cole still drives that car.
I still have that $2,500.
That's right. Donnie saves.
All right, keep it short and sweet this time. I'm going to try to keep it at 100 or a minute or something like that. Anyway, I got hurt while I was in Afghanistan. Got a piece of metal in my shoulder, dug out with a pocket knife. Yeah, we don't worry about that. Anyway, I went to sleep the other night, and I woke up, and this is all I can do. This one works perfectly fine. That's my bucket horse, right? Well, that ain't working so much. So I was wondering if you got any good advice for old cowboy to how to get that thing loosened up. Do we put WD-40 in that? What? I mean, come on. You let me know. All right, have a good one, brother.
What's he talking about?
He can't move his left arm. He said he
got
went
a
to
piece of-
Afghanistan. He was over there for a while. Then some mumbles. And then
It
woke
sounded
up,
like Farmer Fran there for a second.
woke up the other day and can't move my arm. He didn't say that, but he just tries. He's like, this one? It's like a bucking horse.
Yeah.
This one over here? What do I do? Brandon, I think you might need to go see a doctor. Dale Brisby can help you with a lot, but
Recommend Tandy Freeman.
I think, yeah, I'm a podcast host. You got shrapnel in your neck. You might need to go get an MRI. Start with an X-ray. Yeah. I mean, you can drink some ranch fuel and take some mountain ops, but at the end of the day, can't help a man with paralysis. Oh, you know what? I respect him for going to Dale Brisby, the world's greatest bull rider. You know what? I am going to try to give you some advice. Start with a massage. Get a massage. You got an old lady? If not, get a professional one. Get them to just lightly, gently. No. Don't. Go to the doctor.
Bad idea.
Go to the doctor. That's a bad idea too. Ooh, that got deep. Brandon Morgan, here's my advice. Don't take my advice. Very interesting.
So something I'm trying to do this year is watch my language and wrangle in all the cussing and foul language. You know, as a Christian, I want to let my light shine through me, and I feel somewhat hypocritical when I get caught up in conversations and I begin to use foul language. And the industry that I work in, you got to have thick skin. I mean, I'm out here in the oil and gas industry, and it's not for everybody, you know, and that's just part of the daily vernacular sometimes. So my question is, do you have any tips, or how do you go about trying to keep that in check? Because I could assume that in rodeo pen, it gets kind of the same way back there. Appreciate everything you do. I love how you're unashamed about your faith. And just keep up the good work, buddy.
Jared Robertson. Son. How to quit cussing. Son of a I don't know, man. It's hard. It's hard out here for a pimp. No, I think that's a good and when is it right? When is it appropriate? Is there ever a good time to cuss? Donnie.
Man, I've got a bad mouth.
Donnie's got a potty mouth.
Poop. I don't think you should like he kind of said in the oil field, like just because other people are talking like that doesn't mean you have to. You don't have to do that to fit in. I don't think that. Like I don't say like GD. Like I won't say that.
But,
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really feel like there's that much wrong with it as long as you're not like just out there doing it in front of women, little children and stuff.
Yeah. Man, I think there is like a culture aspect to it every now and then. I will say that I have so much respect when you do interact with people who are able to control their tongue. You know, like I've got some friends like Dusty, for instance.
For sure.
If I cuss on the phone or around Dusty, I feel it because he doesn't, and he's in the ranching industry. There's a day worker, Adam Smith. He lives in Guthrie, and he helps them at the Sixes sometimes. But I was day working with him, and he was telling me about having just got off the wagon with the Pitchfork. Well, they don't pull out a wagon, but Brandon with them for a month, 4 weeks. And he said he didn't think he had heard a cuss word in the 4 weeks out there. Just everybody's very respectful, polite, and sure, maybe there was a few that slipped in, but it was so few that he couldn't necessarily remember it.
Right.
And I thought that was interesting. And I like when a guy can control his tongue. What? That's what the Bible calls it. Bridle your tongue. That's what we're talking about, people. We're talking about cleaning it up around here. Okay? And I'm going to put my foot down. I'm going to add to the list. Because I talked about it on the last podcast. What all was I going to stop? I was going to do this. I want to do the splits.
Yeah.
I want to read the entire Bible. Now I want to stop cussing.
What chapter of the Bible are you on?
I haven't started yet, but I'm going to start soon.
Still early?
Still early.
February tomorrow?
There's
1 month down?
We've got 11 months left.
A lot of pages.
Bridle his tongue. That's what the Bible says.
What was that referring to?
Scripture.
Yeah, I know, but like what? How? Context.
Just self-control. I can't remember exactly how the verse goes, but I think a man that. But yeah, I saw my dad as like maybe one of the more disciplined individuals that I ever knew, and he would have a cuss word every now and then when he got real mad at an animal. Typically, it involved horses or cows in some shape, form, or fashion. We never had just the nicest horses, cows either, for that matter. And yeah, he would use a little colorful language occasionally. There was a time when I never cussed.
I've heard that from people from your past.
Sometimes when they show up, if they hear me cuss, it weirds them out.
Yeah. I have always cussed. Ever since I was a wee lad.
What was the first cuss word you said?
I don't know.
I remember being little and Leroy saying, like, I'm going to tell mom and dad you've been cussing. Like, I remember saying a few cuss words, and, like, that was a thing. Maybe we were not junior high, but whatever right before that. The
elementary school, primary
intermediate,
school?
whatever. Yeah, elementary school, but, like, 4th and 5th grade. Yeah. It was the late 70s.
Reagan was in the White House. Ford was running this country.
All right, I'm going to see if we got any more.
What about Carson? We haven't got a question from Carson.
Oh, I forgot he works here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ty, why don't you go get Carson? Rose, this girl is a top fan, much like Sandy was. if you had to say in one word, one lesson that each intern has taught you throughout your internship program, what would it be and why? One word. Ugh. Patience. I don't know. All these interns are so unique in every way. Especially this next one that's coming in. How long do you think we went thinking that he was gay?
I don't know. It was a couple months.
Is it a couple months?
Definitely a couple months. Leroy thought he was gay for.
Sup, boys?
Sup, boys?
Sup, boys?
Yeah, Leroy came into my office.
We gotta
I need
stop
to
with
talk
the
to
gay
you, Dale.
jokes.
Y'all got to stop with the gay jokes. I was like, gay?
This guy's gay.
And he's like, Carson is actually gay.
He's a homosexual.
Tell us how that happened. Why did Leroy legitimately think you were gay?
Well,
ever since I started riding bulls and punching fools, I've been wearing an American hat because I'm an American. I actually wore a different hat before that for the longest, but then my mom got a job. So wear an American hat, old son. Otherwise, you ain't no cowboy. Told him.
Told him I was gay. No, I made a couple gay jokes just to get a couple laughs out of the boys, and it killed. So I was like, all right, this is my end.
He told me that the nail in the coffin for him believing that you were gay is he was outside going to the bathroom, and he said you were like over there trying to get a look at it.
Why he was pooping outside the warehouse, we don't know. We don't know. But apparently Carson was trying to do a little peeping Tom action.
The world may never know.
Have you ever done any peeping Tom activities before?
It's not really any of your business.
If I told you, I wouldn't be.
You know, last night I got out of the shower and I realized that my bathroom door window was open. You were out there. Did you see me, Cole? I did not. Okay, good. Because it's my bathroom window.
Cole's looking in your bathroom window while you're showering, and I'm gay.
I'm just asking if you have ever had any peeping Tom tendencies.
No comment.
No comment. So, Leroy thought you were gay.
Mm-hmm.
That afternoon, me, a previous intern that no longer works here, and yourself, we're driving around at West Camp, and you got out to open the gate. I asked said previous intern, is Carson gay? And he said, I don't know. And when you got in the pickup, I said, hey, man, you're not going to get fired if the answer is yes, but.
Because that would be against the law.
Right, yeah.
Just let the record show.
Let the record show. Yeah. I'm not trying to purposely break the. I'll find another reason to fire you. But are you gay? And you said.
No, I said no. And then I had to convince him for a minute. But.
Which is weird because you and previous intern almost didn't hire Ty because you thought he was that way.
I actually, in the end,
dude, you and Willie were on that little witch hunt.
I was at first, and then months later, after we had, I think maybe gone through an intern, and we were looking at Ty again, I was lobbying for Ty because he sent me a video on Dale Warehouse of him in a Theo.
How's that
Vaughn
going?
shirt.
How's Dale Warehouse going?
We got almost 10,000 followers.
You been posting on there?
No. People keep hitting follow, so I'm doing something right.
Ty, how does that make you feel that Willie thought you were suspect?
Sus.
Super sus.
It doesn't surprise you. Willie is a hard man to win. Yeah. He didn't like Carson either.
He didn't.
I think he was majority of the reason I didn't get picked the first when I made it to the top 3, right?
I was a fan of you. I didn't understand why Willie didn't like you.
I kind of just thought you were a guy. I was really,
right.
I was really rooting for Everett. He was just like this underdog, and I just felt like he was looking for a chance, like just a chance in life to really get ahead and be the people's champ. You know, just needed a little opportunity.
That one took us all by surprise. We all thought he was.
And he didn't. Turns out he didn't want it. Didn't want a chance. So
no, he didn't.
Worked out
which is
great for
fine.
me.
You know.
Yeah. Everett. Here's to Everett. Wherever he is.
Hope you're all right, man. Haven't heard anything.
Wherever
from
you are out there, we hope you're all right. What's your question, Carson?
Is it okay if I get serious for a minute?
Sure.
As you all know, Kevin and I used to live together, and it was great. It was the best of times.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Yeah, he used to come over.
Yeah, Donnie used to come over. It was incredible. Anyways, Kevin moved out and got a girlfriend, and hasn't managed his time properly, in my opinion. How do I get more Kevin time? Because he's being really stingy with it.
It's funny because Kevin asked us, how do I get less Carson time?
He did say that.
Did he actually say that?
Yeah.
He said that somehow you're just always there and sometimes you touch him.
That's not true. That is not true.
We asked him to point to where he was where
He said
Where'd he
point,
point?
on tie where Carson tries to touch you.
Where'd he point?
You know where he pointed.
That's not true. How would I get into his house?
I don't know. You were there for lunch yesterday.
He invited me in.
It's not what he said. What's your next question? I can't help you with that. Kevin doesn't want to be around you. I'm not going to force him to be.
What's your social security number?
Mine or his?
Yours.
I think
Kevin's
you already
too.
I think you already know that. You used to be in bookkeeping.
Yeah, I do. I know a lot about all of you.
But then we realized you sucked at that too, so we moved you over.
We're on the last thing. I don't know what the next move is. How do I make Donnie okay with hauling with me?
How do you make Donnie okay with hauling? That's a good question. I think, yeah, Donnie, why don't you start? I got an idea, but
I have no answer. I don't know.
Do you want to haul with Carson?
Right now?
Well, not like today, but I'm saying like if y'all were entering a rodeo.
I don't know, man.
Everybody wants to haul with Donnie.
Well, we're in the same event. We're going to most of the same rodeos.
You live in the same place.
We end up, we do go to.
This
a lot
is
of
not
them
my
together.
fault. No, okay. I thought you were going to say something else.
We do. One time I entered on a different night.
He enters on a different night. Me and Jace are going,
I did that
driving
one
across
time.
the country or driving across the state, and he's like, he enters on Friday. And me and Jace are
Which
going
rodeo?
there on I don't remember.
That was
but
Corsicana last year.
Don't blame this on me. It just seems like you're the one that doesn't want to travel.
Silly boy.
Anyways, we do end up in the same truck together.
But it's almost like
It's via Jace.
But it's like
But Jace is now out of the
Donnie still won't
equation.
admit that it's happening.
Won't admit what?
I think you offer to drive.
I do. I drive my portion
I think you offer to drive more than your
the
portion.
whole time.
It just depends on how bad you want to travel with him.
That's true, I guess.
That's fair.
One time, I think we went to Fort Stockton last year. It might not have been Fort Stockton, but we had gone somewhere a ways away, and I had gotten the previous tank of gas, and then we pull up to the gas station. It was really late, and everybody's just kind of hanging around, like got a snack, and like we're all just hanging around, and I was like, I think they want me to buy this one too. So I bought that tank and didn't say a word.
That's another way.
Yeah, they had both probably won checks. I did not.
I don't think. Well, if it was Fort Stockton, I don't think Jace was with us. But anyways,
You know what
Oh,
you could you could also take Jackson.
Just as like our driver.
He's pretty locked in.
Is he?
That's what he said.
Yeah, a lot of people around here say stuff.
Yeah, he says a lot too and doesn't really mean it.
It's kind of BS. There's a lot.
Not a lot. I'm not trying to throw rocks at the guy. It was just really funny.
There's a lot of talking about it going on around here lately. Not doing.
Yeah.
What can a guy do to prove to the gang that he's locked in?
Well,
do it, then talk about it.
Jackson specifically, we went to Fort Worth, and it was like the second day, and I show up for an appearance. Him and Clay are in there, and Jackson's like, dude, I'll go to this whole booth. He might have even said more than that whole booth. So Fort Worth is 21 days long, and he's on day 2. And he might have even said more than, but I know for sure he said he's going to work the entire Fort Worth booth, which for those of you listening, there's 10 interns. We rotate them through booths. There's a few of them we need here that don't get rotated as of right now. So let's say 7 of them get rotated. Two interns per booth per week. Fort Worth is 21 days. San Antonio's right after that for 21 days. Houston is right after that for 21 days. 63 days of booth. This is booth season for us. That's what we call it. And so I have Jackson as an 18-year-old that snuck in here, and he says, I'm ready to work this whole booth. And I'm like, ooh, that's perfect. Donnie will still be at the warehouse to film. Cole will still be there for ideas and total feeds. Carson can do whatever he does with Hall and Lisa that they think he's so good at. Not sure. About 2 hours go by, and he goes, maybe 2 weeks. Let me do 2 weeks. I was like, oh, okay, there he is. But still, 2 weeks is a lot, and that's good. I leave a couple days later. He was like, hey, can you swap me out Monday? Which was a week and 2 days. So he went from the whole booth to working an extra 2 days.
Which is crazy because
it's just funny. Kevin. Completely okay. I was expecting you to work a week. You exceeded my expectations, but not your own thing that you said. You got to be careful what you say because we keep our word around here, right?
We should.
We do.
We
we used to stick to that hardcore. Donnie almost gave me one of his cowboy hats over that.
Yeah, guys will say things around here joking, and then immediately someone says after, we keep our word around here. And then you got to keep your word.
The motto around here used to be do it, then talk about it.
Do it, then talk about it. Yeah.
Should come. What? No, not here lately.
Who else hasn't kept their word? You sound frustrated.
I'm not frustrated. It's just like there's a lot of like, I don't know, just people talking about stuff.
People be talking.
Which is fine. I don't care, but
don't be mad if Donnie doesn't believe you next time.
Yeah, for sure. Yes,
there you
exactly.
Go. You got any more questions for us?
To answer your question, I don't really know. Jace just kind of forced himself upon me. It's really been the only relationship that has really ever worked out for me. But now he left me. I don't have him anymore.
So you think that closed you off to more newer opportunities?
I don't know, man.
Is he the one you told that you loved?
I don't know that I've ever told Jace I love him.
I bet he said it to you.
Oh, for sure.
Like hundreds of times.
Yeah. Dude.
Adam Christensen says, you have these interns that go to you to learn all these skills, but after you've taught them all they need to know, what advice would you give them to go out and get started on their own? Great videos. I love the content. Dang. It just depends on what they want to do. If they want a rodeo, that's pretty simple. You just go rodeo. If you wanted to go do something else, I don't know. I feel like I pretty much say it. It wouldn't be new advice after you guys left. I got 4 of you in front of me. What would y'all give a fellow intern advice if he was leaving?
Don't burn your bridges. I don't know.
Don't burn your bridges.
Leave gracefully.
Hope it works out, man. It's a big, scary world out there.
Paul Carmona sent a video getting hooked in the air and then the bullfighter getting knocked out smooth. Appreciate that video, Paul. We always appreciate a good rodeo wreck. I'm going to go back to the Dale Brisby Instagram, and we're going to wrap this up with going through some of these questions.
Did we miss anybody?
I'm having trouble with confidence going into the locker room shower. Do you have any tips?
Cole, you want to take this one over?
Yeah. Man. Donnie said, Cole, do you want to take this over? To which Cole replied, I'm the one that asked him. Yeah, man, we used to, you just got to own it, brother. I don't know what to tell you except just to own it. Walk in there. Act like it's normal, I guess.
There was a kid when I was in high school. That's what he did. Like, he didn't care. He had just a small, little, and he just walked in the shower.
Just a short guy? Or?
We kind of had the opposite problem. There was a guy that would, there's like it's a larger than normal doorway into the showers.
For sure.
But it's still if a grown man were to stand widespread in that doorway, it's kind of hard to get in and out of there. And this particular gentleman would stand and helicopter people, and nobody wanted to go in, not because they might have been embarrassed of themselves, but they just didn't want to walk past him. No, he wasn't wearing sunglasses.
Is this guy in the room with us?
Not in the. This guy's not in the room with us. Anybody in that Cyclone locker room knows who I'm talking about.
Cyclone.
That was
our mascot. Numb nuts. The Memphis Cyclones, baby. Anyway, yeah. So a lot of people didn't want to go in there just because they felt uncomfortable about him being in there. They weren't uncomfortable about themselves. Maybe they were, but it was easy to blame it on him. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't get bothered by, like, even going fast forward to the rec at A&M later, big old locker room. A lot of people complain about older men walking around naked. Like, I don't know. It just didn't really bother me. Does it bother y'all? Naked locker rooms?
Nah.
Not really.
Not really? It's just kind of part of it.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
You wrestled naked?
Yeah.
You had to shower after wrestling. Yeah. I imagine they really break you of that being too awkward in the military. Yeah.
Prison.
Some dudes.
And prison.
Some dudes get naked behind the buck and shoots.
Yeah.
To change into the riding pants, which I think is.
Clint Cannon used to do that.
I don't know. Like I've seen people do it with like small children around.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know, man.
He wouldn't do that, but
I'd not talk about whatever.
What's your favorite Western film and Western TV show? I mean, that's pretty obvious. If you have to ask that, are you really watching the videos? The Ranch with Sam Elliott.
How to Be a Cowboy.
I'm just kidding. Lonesome Dove, How to Be a Cowboy, Yellowstone, all great answers. Any new videos with Kai and JB anytime soon? Well, Kai was there, but he didn't make it to the video. Kevin, as you guys have already heard on this podcast, broke his hand getting on bulls at...
That's what he says. He could have got stung by some bees.
That's true.
It's disgusting.
Donnie's not convinced. He hasn't seen the X-rays. Do you think you are the Chael Sonnen of bull riding? No.
Who's that?
Don't.
Uncle Chael.
Remember, he's the one that made the video about cowboy riding bulls.
Oh,
he's a UFC fighter.
Yeah.
I think he might even be like a Hall of Fame UFC fighter. He
was very uninformed about the sport of.
He's not super informed on bull riding. He said it's a rich man's event.
Yeah, that was.
They can haul animals everywhere. And it's actually the
cheapest.
The broker you are, that's the event you're going to lean the most to. I think what he's thinking is like calf roping.
Oh, for sure.
Those guys got to have money. But a bull rider, all you need is like a little, You can get a used bull rope. Blue Mitchell is going down the road to PBRs and winning serious checks. And when he got started, he bought a bull rope from me, his first bull rope. I want to say for $40. It's a blue bull rope. Do you think money changes anything with rodeo? What does that mean? Yeah, it changes a lot.
Well, it takes the pressure off.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. If you're not worried about winning, I guess, then you just ride, you know?
Yeah. Can someone work for you and not get paid? They just want the experience. Say it, Carson. You guys are getting paid?
You guys are getting paid?
One or two more questions. Anybody, you got anything? You guys in here?
Do you have any for us?
Yeah, what would you ask me?
What is do you think it's gotten better to work here than when you first got here? Do these newer interns have it made?
Man, I don't want to be like, oh, he was really hard back, because it wasn't like hard. I think there's definitely more for them here now to benefit from. And I don't think they have to do as widespread. Like, I don't think they have to do a little bit of everything.
Right.
When I got here, I had to do a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
I mean, we weren't doing
true.
as many orders every day. I don't even know, but I would fill orders in the morning. After, like, then I would feed, and then I would fill orders, and then I would edit videos.
Yeah.
Every day. I don't know. Fill calendars.
Yeah, you did have to do all of it.
And then for a second, it was just me and Dale.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, during the Netflix show before Jordan got here.
Yeah, so.
It was just two of us.
Was it lonely?
No, we were pretty busy.
We were pretty busy. I used to eat dinner over there a lot.
Yeah.
And then other people started showing up, and they quit feeding me. So
it made it harder to feed whenever there's 16 total employees. Because then I feel super bad if I bring one or two over, like, and then everybody else would be wondering, like, wait, why is he over there and not me?
It's definitely been seasons. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's better or worse, but it's different for sure.
Yeah. What's your advice on waking up early? I'm a morning person. I've always felt like if I didn't get something accomplished, then yeah. But I was like that even as a kid. Like, I would get up early all the time. And some people say, man, I just love sleep. Not more than me, because I get in it earlier than you do. Why you wait so long to get to it if you love it more than I do? Arguably, I love it way more. But, yeah, you go to bed early enough, your eyes will pop open at 6 o'clock, and you're like, man, what do I do now? What do y'all think?
I don't have any trouble getting up in the morning if I'm getting up for somebody else. Like, if somebody else is expecting me to be up.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. But if it's just me expecting myself to be up, I can let myself down a lot more often than I'll try to let somebody else down. Now, I'm not saying I've overslept, and people have been counting on me before, but I try not to do it.
How you've battled with mornings?
Yeah, dude, if the sun's not up, my body's not gonna sun has to be in the process of rising.
Yeah.
It's dark
What do you think, Carson? You got a mic in front of you.
Yeah, pretty similar to Donnie. If there is like a set, I don't want to say activity, but if there's something set to do in the morning, for sure. But if I'm just like, I'm going to get up at 5 or 5:30 and go to the gym, there's like a 60 to 70% chance I'm not going to do that.
Are you considered a cowboy if you cannot rope?
Depends on who you ask.
Man, it just depends. Like, I think if you're talking about a trade, if you are, if you are really getting down to the definition of it, can you call yourself an electrician if you aren't able to plug in an extension cord? I don't know. Like, there's just the definition. Like, I was looking at buying a horse, and I was trying to justify this horse, and Garrison said, well, you can't show up a foot back. And it was just like, yeah, I have to have a horse for this job. And he sold me on that particular one, which ended up being a really good investment. But if you have a job where you are not allowed to show up a foot, then I do think you should be able to rope. But there's also like a learning curve in there. Like, there's a guy that just went to work for Ryan Wakefield who came to him off of our podcast together. And by now, I'm sure the guy can rope. He's the one gonna come get on the ranch bronc today. And so,
why does he want to do that?
Get on a ranch bronc?
Yeah.
No kidding. I don't know. I don't know why anybody would. But I guess every man needs a fight to fight, and if you don't want to take the time to learn saddle bronc, or maybe
then why fight the fight?
Maybe he's going to be on a ranch rodeo team.
Maybe
that would be the only reason. I wouldn't necessarily.
That's the only reason. If you're going to go to Amarillo and or try, and be at the fun, that is the only reason.
Yeah, I'm with Donnie. Think. Yeah, me too. I just, do the UPRA finals still have?
Yeah.
Ranch bronc?
Yeah, but I don't even think they fill them up. Like, I don't even think they're.
Yeah, the UPRA finals.
I think there was like 8 guys.
There used to be some guys that would go to some, and
there's some guys that can really, like Lane Bounds.
Yeah,
like he can stick to anything. I've told him, I was like, I don't know why you don't switch to an association saddle and learn how to. And he started to this year, and he's like, I just win so much money riding ranch broncs now that I can't get behind the curve again. And
yeah, so where Donnie and I are coming from is where Lane is saying I win so much money, while wherever Lane's at financially, those checks probably are a lot. So I don't want to knock that. But on the other hand, if you compare that to saddle bronc riding at rodeos, there is no comparison. The money you can win riding
way more
is so much more. If you'll just take the saddle horn off and put you some binds on those leathers, it changes everything. It is a little harder to learn. It is the hardest event to learn, in my opinion, of the 5, and the 5 being bareback, saddle bronc, bull riding, bullfighting, and pickup man. I think saddle bronc riding is by far the hardest to learn. Regardless, it just seems like there's an end goal there. You can climb this ladder of not only money, but I don't know if somebody's world title is going to the UPRA finals. I hate to knock it.
Yeah.
The other side is how freaking risky it is. That's where the trade-off isn't there. Even if you are trying to make the UPRA finals, like, number one, stock contractors don't put their best horses in ranch bronc riding. Not going to happen at an AMI rodeo. Those guys only have a few good ones. Yeah, I'll bet my entire paycheck that they're not going to put their best one in the ranch bronc riding. They're putting colts, unproven horses, or something they're thinking about getting rid of. And so now you're getting on trashier horses, and then just the fundamentals are not quite the same. In my opinion, ranch bronc is a street fight. Saddle bronc is a boxing match. If you get bucked off a saddle bronc horse, it's because you weren't lifting or staying back. You might bounce around and fall off to the side, but you weren't doing one of those two fundamentals correctly. That's what Jacobs Crawley says. In ranch bronc riding, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Like, I mean, like, them guys that are able to, yes, you do need to lift, you do need to stay back, but your legs are straight down, and golly, maybe you're better at, I don't know. It's a street fight, and anything goes. So, rant over. What was the question? Are you considered a cowboy if you cannot rope? Oh, and we talked about the young man that's working for Wakefield who's coming to get on a ranch bronc. What is your favorite hobby? I'd probably say bow hunting. I count that as a hobby. Cam Haines says it's a lifestyle, but
it could probably be both. The way Cam Haines
I mean, for
says it's a
Cam would
For sure, it's a lifestyle for him, but I would say for the average person, it's just
100% a hobby for me. I did shoot my bow. I think it was yesterday. It was a little to the right. Kind of boots do you wear, and what kind of sole? I've got some custom boots. I got a pair from RC Custom Boots out of Lubbock, and then Abbey Good, and they fit so well. They're leather soled. If I'm not wearing those, I'm usually wearing Jordans that I got on an Instagram ad. In honor of catfish, what is your favorite memory you have together? Ooh. Dang, that's a good question. I mean, just the few times I took him duck hunting. But he was just so antsy. I didn't train him right, but he brought back a few ducks. What advice do you give someone that wants to start bronc riding? Ooh, find the right horse and get on him 20 times. So, what else y'all got? Anything? Any last questions, Carson? You're the one in the hot seat.
I know. Thinking.
How long have we been talking, Donnie?
an hour and 40 minutes.
Oh, dang. Do you consider Kansas a cowboy state? I mean, Dodge City is legendary. I feel like we're underrated. Yeah, there's probably a lot of good cowboys coming out of Kansas. I don't know any of them, but I'm just kidding. That's a joke, people. Everybody's always trying to compare themselves to Texas. I know. There's cowboys in Kansas. There's cowboys in New Mexico. There's cowboys in Arizona. Cowboyer than me. Okay, I get it. Yes, I know. I happen to live in Texas. I like it here. I don't want to go up to a branding in Pennsylvania to see how the real cowboys do it. Tired of people telling me that.
Oh, man, I think if you live east of the Mississippi, you can't say that.
Yeah.
You cannot say that. You cannot be like, this is where the real cowboys are. Oh, no, they're not. Like, I appreciate what you're trying to do, and like you're making it work within your life and within your means, but you can't say that.
Well,
and there's probably some good hands, way better hands than because I'm not. I ride broncs and I make videos for Dale Brisby. Like I'm not trying to say, man, this is my lifestyle, but
the way people frame the statement is what
you obviously have some kind of conviction that you feel like you have to compare it
right.
to Texas,
so
or like so.
Yeah.
Why would you even say that?
Right. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Like, why don't you come up here and let us show you how it's? Probably not. I'll just also like I'm only gonna like so many times a month am I gonna be horseback, so many times a year am I gonna get to go do that. The last thing I want to do is go to a pen where people are trying to show how much better they are than me, make a joke out of me. I don't know. I'm the butt of enough jokes in my day to day. I'm not gonna drive to go be the butt of your joke.
Sorry, Dusty, I can't make it. I got to go to Pennsylvania to go to another Brandon.
Yeah. Yeah. What's up, Hall? You got any questions for us? Yes, sir. That's all right. What jeans do you recommend? Rock and roll denim, Reflex, vintage, the Dale Brisby ones. That's what the jeans I recommend. What's your favorite thing to do in the wintertime? Go inside where it's warm. If he's never won a buckle, what do you call his old lady? Ooh. Yeah, because she wouldn't be a buckle bunny.
I got nothing.
Yeah, just a bunny.
I think that term is derogatory and should be not. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't use that term because I think it's kind of cliche, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm single, but I'm terrified to talk to guys that I think are attractive. What should I do? This question is from _Carson Sanders. Yeah, man. You're just going to have to like.
Is this a chick?
Yeah, Abby.
Or a dude?
Abby J, 418.
Just start throwing out the.
What?
Just, you got to throw out the vibe.
Yeah, she's very pretty. She's got no reason to be terrified. Yeah, Abby, you just got to be willing to, hey, you go make them laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when their eyes are closed, they can't see you and tell how ugly you are.
Yeah, make them laugh.
That's what I do.
Make them laugh so hard. Yeah.
I told Jace that one time, and he thought it was the best advice.
Probably wrote it down in his book.
I think he did. He wrote a lot of things that I said to him down in his book. It weirded me out.
What do you mean wrote them down in his book?
He has a freaking little journal that, like, he would, I would say stuff sometimes. I mean, he does it with all kinds of stuff. I'm not just saying he wrote down, like, what Donnie said in this book. But he, like, sometimes I would say something that he found very, I don't know, useful or that he wanted to remember, and he would write down in his book.
Did it make you feel like, ooh, that is now permanent?
No.
That's documented.
I really
Why did it weird you out then?
Because it says no one else does that. I've never seen anybody else do that.
I used to do that. I mean, not like while we're sitting here. He would do it like, he would like write it like as you're saying it.
No. He would tell me, I'm going to write that down in my book. I've also thought about doing that. I've just heard a lot of horror stories about people doing it. And it's kind of, didn't we just hear a story about somebody, their journal backfiring on them?
I feel like we did.
Yeah, I know you have a story about a journal. That's another.
We brought that up.
Yeah, I know.
Dang, I can't remember who that was.
Anyways.
What does this question mean? If you was a seahorse, would you let your wife get you pregnant?
Seahorse males don't get pregnant.
No,
they just have a pouch like that they keep the babies in.
And then,
yeah.
The male does?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're ill-informed.
Makes a lot more sense now. What's the most cowboy thing you can do? Me? I don't know. What's the most cowboy thing I can do, Cole? Tie a good horn.
Yeah, I was going to say, you tie really good knots.
You're a wizard
and
with
a setup
knots.
bridle's good. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I do like, if the headstall is stitched, I want the reins to be stitched. If it's a plated, if it's a mounted bit,
You want to have a mounted buckle.
I want to have a mounted buckle on the. I think those things should be. I don't know.
Subtle, but
I don't want to say OCD. I'm a little OCD.
Yeah, but you're very good at cowboy, like all your tack, making sure like you know, and sometimes the way that you work, like it doesn't necessarily like you wouldn't think, oh, that guy knows everything. Like, you know what I mean? Like the way Dale Brisby, you wouldn't look at Dale Brisby and think, oh, that guy's 100% capable at this, but your cowboy logic is very very high.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I didn't start off as a compliment. It almost went off the rails there for a second.
You're good at that.
Yeah. I'm
You
pretty
brought it
good at
back
that
around.
one.
I think he does it on purpose.
Yeah.
When he did that to Willie.
You know, Willie, before I got here, I thought you were a hand. I was wrong. Turns out I was wrong.
Total Feeds is what keeps the herd powered here at Radiator Ranch, and Total Equine is what I've been giving Boone for 10 years. He's 24 years old and still going strong. You can get it on Chewy.com or a dealer near you.
But yeah, Dale, like your Yeah, your cowboy IQ. It's same with rodeo IQ. Like you get guys like Jacobs or Sterling back there at the buck and shoots, and you realize that this is a different kind. Like their rodeo IQ is high. Like they could be on either end of the arena, and they know this sport and they know this game. And with cowboying, it's very much like that with you.
Well, thank you. Yeah. I get, like the way that I run the little string through on the reins I want that to be the same as the head stall.
Yeah.
That little things like that, they don't really matter, but it's just kind of the way I'd like it.
But they do. If you can't, you know what I mean? Those little details. Like Dale Brisby's rig is always ready.
Well, like Craig insisted you put those reins like that, and I just did it because I was there to learn, and that's how thereafter it's like, all right, I got it. This is how you hang a head stall and reins up. But now, like looking back, like Boone's head stall, for instance, I've had that particular setup for about 13 years.
Yeah,
and the reins are still in good shape, and they're not twisted. It's like, oh, that's why he does this, because that way you don't have to get new reins every 2 years.
Yeah,
anyway.
Yeah, it's a subtle thing, and it's probably something that most guys are like, I mean, I don't know, maybe we're just making a big deal of it, but maybe it's just because, when we're driving somewhere and you shut the radio off, you're usually working on a bit or something like that, hanging head stall.
That's a good time to do that when you're driving.
I agree. Yeah,
if you're at the ranch, like there can be work being done outside. You don't want to be tying a horn knot if the sun is up.
I don't want it.
And if the sun is down, I'm going to sleep.
Right.
Sometimes if the sun is up, you're going to sleep.
That's true. It's going to be summer days here pretty soon.
Part of that is because, and I'm not trying to just circle back and talk about carnivore, but once I got
this is 2019, the time I'm referring to.
That's true.
On carnivore.
That's true. Also, you're
normal.
talking about like when the sun is up, literally like that. That's the week of the longest days of the year, right? Am I right?
It was, yeah.
It's the first week in July. What is that? What do they call that?
The solstice.
Right. It's like the longest days of the. So yes, I am in bed when the sun is up. But these days, since I'm not eating sweets, I crave that Slumber, the powder that Mountain Ops makes. Use code Kevin for 20% off. It's a Slumber powder. You put it in, I don't know, about 4 ounces of milk. Mix it with some honey. I've got this honey that is infused with vanilla. So that's like my treat for the night. And it might be the only sweet thing I have all day. So after dinner, I'm like craving something sweet. Well, I might as well take that. Okay, well, guess what's happening 40 minutes later? My ass is going to sleep.
So now you understand why I was concerned when you mixed a Slumber and drank it on the way to the hotel. We were on a road trip. And the important part of the story is that you were driving.
Yeah, but I know how long it takes for that to kick in. It's not like I took
I know
a
how to drink and
narcotic.
drive.
Yeah. But you'll take a sleep aid behind the wheel.
They don't kick in right away. We
Just
were
saying.
really close.
Just saying.
It's not a narcotic. A little bit of melatonin and magnesium is not going to. What?
I
Go
do
ahead.
have a real question. So you've been on carnivore for how long? Off and on, more or
The
less.
entire year of 23.
Yeah.
Only part of the year for 24, and now I'm back on it in 24.
So before I came here, you would just eat what I think most
Normal.
of us would. Yeah,
he would eat like
normally.
steak sandwiches from Brothers, so he would eat like the
Yeah,
bun.
healthy. I
and-
remember Belvita crackers. You had those a lot, or I stole a lot of those.
That's a cookie.
I stole a lot of those from you.
barbecue ranch. He ate a lot of that.
Barbecue ranch, right? You had a lot of that. So you know how you felt back then compared to now, right? And you feel healthier, correct?
A little bit. I don't feel it's not like that dramatic of a difference.
I don't know.
I still weigh 167 pounds.
This could just be, correlation is not causation, or causation, whatever. I feel like you've gotten injured more during these carnivore years.
No,
than
I
you did
disagree.
before. Do you think not? Am
The
I wrong?
collarbone was pre-carnivore.
Yeah.
And that was like the thing that started off the whole shoulder
Yeah.
deal. Right? What was the last shoulder surgery you had?
The last one was because it had
Dislocated, yeah.
for the fifth
But that was
time.
already starting.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's definitely, it hasn't changed.
Okay.
My number of injuries haven't changed. I finally did have a surgery in 23. That was in 23. So, yeah. That's just a coincidence on the timing of my life.
That's what I figured. I didn't know. I didn't think that there was, but for some reason, yeah, carnivore, it just makes your right hand like the target for all things.
Oh, that,
heavy
yeah,
and
my
sharp.
right hand has, yes.
Yeah.
That's just because I'm not that good of a pickup man. I'm not that good at mountain biking on the Can-Am trip, and I got to pay attention when I'm running a head gate. That's just more like me being, how you say, a dumbass.
I was
a dummy. I'm starting to cuss less.
Yeah.
But that's a good observation.
Yep. I didn't know. It seems like there's a lot of aches and pains.
My reason for being on carnivore is that I think that the insulin resistance thing that Paul Saladino talks about is actually what causes heart disease and heart attack, not necessarily cholesterol. Because 50% of the people that die of heart attack did not have high cholesterol. And to me, that's just crazy. I would have assumed it'd be way higher because the world demonizes cholesterol so much.
Right.
I think it's just more like multi-ingredient carbs. So I think carbs aren't necessarily evil so long as it's like a single ingredient carb, like maybe a piece of fruit. But I think Belvita crackers, I think, are an enemy.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I used to think because it says multigrain on there, that meant it's healthy. But I think that's the opposite.
They're packaged so well. They look so healthy.
They do look healthy.
The coconut cream ones were the bit like
they were so good.
Yep. I noticed that. I mean,
but if you think about it, like those will last months and months.
They'll never. Yeah.
They're just processed whatever.
Yeah. I've noticed mornings. I don't eat a whole lot of cereal. We have some cereal, and it was just. I remember I looked at the box and it just said 24 grams of like wheat or of wheat, right? Like of whole grain wheat is what you need to start your morning. And I know on those mornings, it's like I have no energy at all. It's like,
and you're hungrier,
and I'm starving by lunchtime.
You eat more. Yeah, there was a study done with kids with like oatmeal compared to like eggs and bacon.
Yeah,
and like the kids that ate oatmeal were like 3 times.
Dude,
they got hungrier 3 times faster, or some crazy statistic like that.
Yeah, I used to always eat oatmeal, and then
it's crazy that everybody thought oatmeal was just this saving grace food.
Yeah.
But like rice and oatmeal and stuff like that are inexpensive. And so like if you are at a spot where you can't afford ground beef, because ground beef used to be at Walmart like just a couple of years ago, $3.50 a pound, and now it's like over $4.50 a pound. Like a 30% increase during the Biden administration. So I mean that adds up for people. Whereas oats or rice is still like super inexpensive. So like, I don't know, if you're buying it for that reason, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think people should eat it because they think it's healthier. I think that's.
We do need to talk about your eggs, and I'm not. So Carson has chickens. You have chickens, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten eggs from both of you,
Mm-hmm.
Usually without you knowing, but that's besides the point. Carson's eggs, they're good eggs, but when you get a Dale Brisby chicken egg, I remember holding this sucker up and it's like, oh, that's a chicken that eats ribeyes. Like ribeye scraps.
Well,
like it's this giant, hearty.
If it came from Chainsaw, that's different. Those chickens are way bigger.
Which I got
Dude,
from
no,
Carson.
they're all of the eggs at Dale Brisby's chicken coop are stout.
They get a lot of scraps.
Thick.
Like we don't throw food away.
Yeah.
Do you feed them meat?
Yep.
Nice.
Because chickens are omnivores.
Yeah.
Birds are omnivores. Do you feed your chickens scraps, Carson? You do? They'll eat anything. I feed mine a lot of scraps.
Yeah.
And the water's important, apparently. Carson probably knows more about chickens than I do, but
I wasn't trying
apparently
to
not. His eggs aren't
denounce
as
your
good.
chickens.
Yeah, apparently not.
Does that one still lay double yolk eggs every day?
No, we haven't done that in a while. I think that might have been the one that the fox got.
Of course.
Which I've been on a tear. Got a raccoon, a couple of possums, skunk. Got a skunk night before last. I've been putting my little 22 to work, son. Somebody threw rocks at me. They were like, "Oh, just got that old school Weatherby thrown over your shoulder like it's not, and I commented back, like it's mine. It's my gun. I want to use this badass Weatherby. What's wrong with, I can't believe a fellow gun owner would throw rocks just because I'm using a nice gun to go hunting.
Yeah. They should be in a museum.
Right. What the heck is the point of, yeah. It's kind of, I don't know. Them guys that have the world champ saddles, I would maybe use one.
Yep.
That would be cool. Anyway. All right.
Most likely it's just you're going to die. Your kids will have it. They might think it's cool. But their kids, they're going to throw it away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It's going to get some dust.
Are you still a cowboy if you wear hey dudes around the range instead of boots? Is the jury still out? Aren't they like,
are they liberal?
Pro, PETA, liberal?
I don't know if they are. They show up at a lot of rodeo events.
I don't know. I would have to double check on that. If they're conservative and they're cool with rodeo, by all means. Otherwise, I'm going to rock the Jordans.
We know. Yeah. Historically
conservative.
A very pro rodeo brand.
Yeah, Dale Brisby's
Nike.
wearing Jordans, but he tells you you're not a cowboy for wearing hey dudes.
they're leather.
Have you ever planned on owning a racehorse and racing it? No. Why is your hair gray? Carson Sanders is the reason. All right. Thank y'all for your questions. Text the word podcast to 940-353-0890. You can also text the word Bible studies to that phone number. You can text special offer, and I'll send you like free ship codes for my website, radiotime.com, where you can get the greatest apparel on earth. Yeah. Wear yourself some rock and roll denim out there and get yourself a ranch fuel with code DALE on ranchfuel.com. I love you guys. I'm on to the next one, and pow pow.